he'll capitalize and make the most of his time by spending up to an hour with his USB in her port and can upload his DNA data.
Hello and meowdy! We're back with Casual Geographic. It is Rhino time. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and let's dive on in.
Even the babies are one of the most dangerous animals in the world, so I built this
baby rhinos are so cute. Before we even begin, they are super cute.
cage to keep them secure, so there's no possible. Oh my god!
Secured? You're keeping that thing secured? Where? Where?
Rhinos are armor-plated puppies, and I'm tired of y'all acting like they're not. I feel bad for that rhino. Not just because he clearly didn't mean to scare that dog. He'd apologize if he could. But because this ancient Chungus horse is tragically misunderstood. And I get that they're dangerous. They're part of Africa's Big Five. And the experience of being chased by one will have you grateful to be alive. But they're also probably the only ones that'll cuddle you and let you survive. What I didn't realize is that baby rhinos have no concept of stranger danger. They're like several hundred pounds of zoomies packaged into a...
I didn't realize baby rhinos are so cute. I know nothing about rhinos, and I mean like jack about rhinos, but they're so cute.
Pachyderm, and they'll recruit whoever to join them. And I know I'm not supposed to humanize them for their good, but you're gonna have a hard time telling me I'm not watching a tank toddler trying to play with a wildebeest, and the wildebeest actually choosing to humor him. Especially since here, you can see him messing with an entire herd, and from the way his mother got everyone's act together, I can guarantee you that wasn't the first time. For an animal thought to be solitary and antisocial, rhinos have an interesting habit of bonding with completely different species. How can this type of innocence be denied? That rhino could easily turn that muntjac into a wet spot, yet I'm supposed to believe this stressed unicorn's on.
They remind me of cows. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a cow play, and like when they get excited and they start jumping around, that's exactly what this reminds me of.
Monster? And I didn't even mention the fact that the same behemoth that can send lion prides packing also sounds like a whining land whale. Like, I did not think I could love them more, but here we are. Even the clips of them allegedly being aggressive really just looks like a little guy starting stuff out of ego and a rhino begrudgingly ending it. I can just hear him saying, come on, is this really what we need to be doing here? The more you learn about the rhino, the more you understand that they're absolute units just trying to exist.
They are
the fact there's a place in the world where rhinos walk amongst the people. Like,
wait, what? What? I did not know this. Wait, they just walked down the street? What?
Streets like a sentient city bus, and for the most part cause no problems, should tell you something. And when you have the full context of what's happening here, it only gets more wholesome. That's not AI, CGI, it's just your eyes seeing Nepal. Places like Sohora have regular rhino commuters making their way downtown with the confidence of someone who's been here before. To be fair, he was and probably there first. Anyone thinking the rhino's at a place should know the feeling's likely mutual. And as humans encroach on their home turf, the mythical looking one-horned rhino is returning.
And he's like not, it doesn't show like he's really showing signs of stress or anything, aggression. Mind you, that was like a 5-second clip. But I'm not seeing any of that from him either.
The favor by
he
passing
just be
through
chilling.
cities to find food. You see, about 20% of the one-horned rhinos on Earth are found in Nepal, and 90% of those are in Chitwan National Park, which means residents of Chitwan have gotten ridiculously comfortable with an ancient nose horn having the right of way. I do appreciate that you have Nepalis treating a 2.5-ton grass vessel the same way New Yorkers treat celebrities. Unremarkably, and like they're nothing special. It's like both sides have an unspoken pact where nobody...
Whoa, wait, why are we touching the rhino?
For the most part, both parties respect each other's space. Even if it means the only deposit you make at the...
I'm like, if the rhino's wandering in your town, let him wander. You do not have to touch a rhino just because he is walking in your town. And if you touch a rhino, he might get provoked. He might, get a little mad.
ATM is in your pants. But the reality of pachyderm pedestrians goes deeper, because... low-key, a lot of them are exactly where they want to be. Almost 10 years ago, a young, basically baby rhino was rescued from a flood that separated him from his mother. The toddler was terrified, traumatized, and had likely been attacked by a tiger. And wildlife specialists worked around the clock to rehabilitate and eventually prepped the nose horn to go back to the wild. I think they did too good a job, because when the time came for his return to the jungle, the rhino named Mikoli refused. Bro took one look at the forest and knew he wasn't built for it. So every time they tried to free Mikoli, like a plus-size homing picture, Mikoli would be right back. So now he, and many rhinos like him, are a consistent presence in the Nepalese streets, to the point where locals can recognize individuals. Shout out to Nepal, like for real, I've already ran my mouth.
And like I said, he doesn't really seem like he's aggressive or anything. Like he's literally just wandering the streets. This is how sometimes animals end up in like a zoo or a wildlife sanctuary, any of that sort, because they are where like humans are, and they're normally a disruptive pattern or something, but like he just seems to be vibing.
Too much to make any more promises,
actually,
but I gotta hit you on and see this for myself. from a respectful distance. The concept of an animal many see as mammalian road rage coexisting with people is an image more people need to see.
That's
to be fair,
crazy.
these are Indian rhinos. The black ones are the ones folks say you gotta watch out for. Black rhinos are considered the most on sight.
I must say though too, I'm happy to see these pictures, and almost I can't say everyone because you know a majority of the people are giving the rhino distance and like making sure he has plenty of room, you know, are not in its space. And I love when we respect wildlife, guys. I love it.
Impressive considering sight is their worst sense. Black rhinos are said to be wildly aggressive, and scientists have watched them get triggered by tree trunks and termite towers. And the same rhino rage bait that'll buck up to butterflies has one of the highest mortal combat rates of any mammal, with 50% of males dying by the horn of another.
50%?
30% of females also flatlined by their own kind. So you see why scientists just label them as angry rhinocidal introverts. But turns out we were off. They're a lot more social than we thought. And with special starlight cameras beyond my comprehension, we were able to see that black rhinos in the Kalahari Desert will have secret nighttime watering hole reunions with nearly 20 rhinos at a time. And they're the opposite of their reputation. You'll hear baby rhinos having playdates in the dark with excited squeaks of joy, and you'll see adults greeting each other as old heads do. We had no idea a battle unicorn could be so social. They could even be romantic too. There was a documentary of this exact thing, and my favorite part was when a male tried to shoot a shot with a female who proceeded to ignore him for a bigger bull with a longer horn. And right when it looked like the Giga Chad was about to score, Rhino number 1 returned with an antelope skull on his face.
What?
Bold move, Cotton, wouldn't you know? His weird vibe managed to win her over, and she actually decided to go with him. Unfortunately, he clearly didn't expect to get that far, because when the time—
Bro, no. This is just getting crazier and crazier the more you go like through it.
Time came, he couldn't. I did not think I was gonna get secondhand embarrassment from a rhino. Somehow in complete darkness, the lights were just too bright, and because an animal half blind definitely can't read a room, the female was only able to get rid of him by pretending to be asleep. I'm not saying this is relatable, but a certain demographic definitely felt that one. And it turns out—
Dub female. I love when animals show behaviors like this. It's always like fascinating to me.
there might be a reason why we got black rhinos so wrong. It's the fact that scientists would only study them during the day, i.e. when life in the Kalahari is at its hottest, and what they thought was antisocial behavior was really just rhinos pressed by heat stress and trying to save energy. That heat at that size, it makes sense why they'd be hornery. It's kind of like how people used to think male lions didn't hunt, but only because where lionesses catch prey in the open plains, male lions usually catch them slipping in thick brush, where it's harder to record. Sometimes it's not looking in the right place. It's gotta be the right time.
Oh my god, look at the size of that boy. God damn, look at him.
Because even the big bad black rhino has a social hour. Now all this talk of Indian, black might have you confused. There's a lot of rhinos, enough to lose track. We gonna run through the rhinos, but first you should know that the rhino party used to be poppin'. The Rhinoceratidae family has a glorious history. There was a time where you had a type of rhino for every niche you see today. Some acted like horses, some moved like hippos, a few took the roles of tapirs and elephants, and there was even one rhino that was basically giraffe-coded. Fun fact, the largest land mammal to ever live was a rhino. Today there are 5 species, 2 in Africa, the black and the white rhino. And right about now you're probably as confused as kindergarten me when folks told me I was black, but I swore I was brown. Well, the white rhino was actually supposed to be wide, as in their wide mouth. It's the easiest way to tell them apart because you won't be able to unsee it. Black rhinos apparently got their name from their skin post mud bath. Think of that one elephant picture. But yeah, a big mouth and black face is basically how they got their name. In Asia, you'll find the last 3 types. The pride of Nepal is the Indian or one-horned rhino. They're the ones that look aesthetically ancient. Then you have the smallest species of rhino.
Oh my gosh, look at
Sumatra,
him!
At barely 2,000 pounds.
Guys, I think I'm fans of rhinos now. I think this video is convincing me that I love rhinos.
Mind you, rhinos are the second largest land animal. 2,000 pounds is basically baby girl weight. They also have by far the cutest children. Like, these genuinely look prehistoric. I really can't get enough of this. Look at this.
I'm sorry, I know I shouldn't be laughing, but look at him!
Dude, he's just a woolly little guy. Alright, let me lock in. And then you have the incredibly rare Javan rhino. Though to be fair, you could probably call any rhino rare. Matter of fact, let's run through where they stand. The white rhino has 2 subspecies. The southern white rhino went from less than 50 to now nearly 2,000. The northern white has 2.
No, boo.
That's the end of the sentence. 2 left. Fatu and
they're both
Naji.
females,
We'll talk about
right?
them later. Black rhinos remain at less than 7,000, and estimates say that over 2,700 are southern central rhinos, over 1,400 are eastern black rhinos, and over 2,600 are southern black rhinos. There was also the western black rhino, but they got discontinued in 2011. We won't be seeing them again. The Sumatran species is said to stand at 34 to 47 left, with the northern Sumatran rhino already extinct. But allegedly, there's a tiny population somewhere in Myanmar. Actually, for their sake, no, there isn't. Then there's the Bornean rhino, said to have less than 5 left. Any other Sumatrans after that are Western Sumatrans. Don't get bored, we're almost done. But you also have the Indian and the Javan rhino, which are monotypic, meaning they have no subspecies, and their numbers are estimated at over 4,000 and about 50, respectively. So
bro, there's so many of these rhino populations that are so tiny. That's so sad.
Yeah, the rhinos aren't doing too hot, and some may be a history lesson for the next generation. Now, I know I said the armor puppy thing, but there's a difference between a pit bull and a piss fit that can rotate a Jeep. Most animals will ignore safari cars and the people in it. It's like the fourth wall. So it really says something that rhinos will showcase a habitual disregard for them. And even though I literally gassed this same scene up, even this can escalate into an obituary. Especially since these rhinos have something the ones in Africa don't. And that's the ability to punch holes in you with more than just a horn, as Indian one-horn rhinos also have sharp tusky incisor teeth that can bleed you. Locals in Nepal have gotten their legs and ribs fractured in attacks, and one man even went into Chitwan National Park to look for vegetables, and his dead body was later found with bite marks with rhino tracks nearby. In an area with elephants, tigers, and sloth bears, rhinos are some of the most dangerous animals alive. And mostly for an unfortunate reason. Rhinos might not be as blind as we used to think, and more recent studies put their vision at about the level.
I'm like, it's also what, a 2,000+ pound animal coming at you with a horn, with a tusk and teeth. It is unpredictable because, you know, a majority of animals kind of showcase the same behaviors when they are becoming like aggravated and they're becoming mad, whatever. Like a lot of people will look at like a dog who's like nervous and they're like, oh my gosh, cute dog. And you're like, well, no, it's actually nervous. It's something that people should and like always take precaution around wild animals, always.
Of a rabbit. It's just that their long distance is really only good for clocking movement, and from over 100 meters, they can't tell a tiger from a tourist, and prey PTSD
over 100
they'll
meters?
crash out with extreme prejudice. But the rhinos don't exactly get off scot-free. Locals in Nepal protecting crops have put up electric fences, and rare one-horns have been found dead by electrocution. One of them was even pregnant, and poaching is still very much a problem. And obviously not just in Nepal. They are doing things to help, but first I feel like we lost the vibe we had going earlier. So before we get into that, how about a pit stop somewhere a little less serious? Are you aware of how rhinos flirt? It's endearing, unhinged, at some point straight up out of pocket. You can probably tell that those horns are for more than just attracting mates, but it's when the male wins that things really get weird. Imagine getting into the equivalent of multiple human car crashes for a girl, and as soon as you approach your princess, she becomes a track star. The female rhino will literally lead the winner on, and the male can chase after her for hours? Nah, several days, weeks even. Like, I bulked up for you.
Hold on. Day? No. We're doing the cat and mouse chase for days. Dumb female, the chat.
You're gonna make me do cardio? God. And you know she knows what she's doing, because sometimes she'll stop, give him a little kiss, and keep running.
Oh,
Jury's still out on what
oh my god, I love it here. That's so funny.
Exactly is the method. Some say it's testing the male to prove himself so she doesn't have an out-of-shape deadbeat polluting her gene pool. It's also been said that the male might be chasing the girl to keep her in his territory where he still has jurisdiction, which might explain the whines and whimpers he makes while chasing. See how my boy begging for it? Have some pride. It'd be like that. Sometimes they reverse roles, and the female starts chasing the male while whistling at him. So after getting a grown man to whimper like a no-no audio, she then catcalls him.
Oh my god.
I promised out of pocket. But if the habitual ritual leaves him with any pride, he'll capitalize and make the most of his time by spending up to an hour with his USB in her port, and can upload his DNA data nearly 90 times a session. That felt so dirty to say. Which is not only impressive for two animals the size of a sedan.
Holy sh... What is happening with rhinos? An hour, 90 times, the week-long chase sequence? Like, bruh, mating rituals in some animals is crazy, and I must say, the rhino, pretty crazy.
And that endurance is probably why people are obsessed with turning their horns into... Well, okay, we'll get to that. A year and some change later, you'll get one fully cooked rhino calf, born weighing as much as a human man. And I promise you, you're not ready for the rush of dopamine baby rhino zoomies come with. You'll be happy to know they don't exactly grow out of it when they get bigger either. Pre-puberty rhinos playing is a prescription you didn't know you needed. It'll melt the coldest heart. Respectfully, I don't care how thugged out you are. My boy frolicking.
Look at him. I love babies. I love the babies.
I did reach a little bit when I said they disregard stranger danger. They're such mama's boys. They'll square up with anyone and anything that even looks at their mom the wrong way.
Look at him.
Apparently that includes safari trucks. They'll Leroy Jenkins a pride of lions too. So actually they do acknowledge stranger danger, just not for themselves. And wildlife vets trying to save a mother can—
the fact that he's just running into 5 lions like it's nothing. And then his mom is just there like, bro, what the heck are you doing? At least mama can defend you because, bro, you're egging those lions on. You're playing with your life.
Find themselves beefing with a brolic baby. And I'm sure with years of vet school, not a single second prepared them for that. Just know that if you're going to tranquilize the mom, you should probably keep a dose or two for her dependent. Or else everybody going to sleep. That is a big baby. Baby rhinos can spend up to 4 years with their mom, so it makes sense why they'd ride for her. But it's also why orphan rhinos have such a hard time. I don't care how tough you think you are. If you read the stories of a baby rhino's first night in an orphanage, it'll absolutely break your heart. These babies are often severely traumatized and spend the night calling out to their moms.
My heart!
Some will refuse to eat, and some will even smash their heads into the walls out of stress. As depressing as that is, it's also why babysitting a rhino full-time is a legitimate career option. Major respect to the beautiful souls doing it. Most times, rhino social workers have to sleep in the same pen as their adoptees to help with the separation anxiety.
That makes
Sleep
sense.
being the optional word, since rhino caretakers have to feed the calves every 3 hours. The rhinos get so attached to their humans.
Yeah, I'm like, when I've worked with like babies, we used to work like 24/7 around the clock. Because they either had to be fed like every 3 to 4 hours, which meant someone had to be with them and supervising them. It's kind of cute though, because then you get to say like you worked with this baby animal, but at the same time, you're feeding them all the freaking time.
It means that workers have to leave an article of clothing or something that smells like them in the pen if they ever have to be away for long. Or else you'll have a half-ton toddler crying, and nobody wants to hear that. It doesn't take long until you have a Serengeti Subaru that comes running when called. I would do highly questionable, possible unethical things for Warren. That is my baby boy. Also, no shade, but Warren got better recall than some of y'all's dogs. Y'all need to lock in. I cannot stress enough how healing the fact that rhino cuddler is a viable profession. Just ask her. Jamie Trainer, aka the manager of the Rhino Orphanage, but if you ask the rhinos, they'll just say that's mom. Jamie's made it her life mission to rescue and rehabilitate orphan rhinos. Sometimes that means sleepovers where she keeps a sick newborn warm with her own body heat. Sometimes it's taking the tyke out for a run. Sometimes it's wallowing in mud so one of her babies, like Ollie, have the confidence to do it too. And sometimes—
see, this is what you like. This is what you love to see as a wildlife person. Someone out there doing everything with the rhino, right? With the rhino baby.
Being a pillow. As a reward, she's one of the few people alive that can claim this picture. I just know she's the goat at 2 truths and a lie. I'm gonna link her story and YouTube channel because, like I said, she's the freaking goat. But if rhinos bonding with people is a surprise, let me tell you, they'll bond with anything with a pulse. Daisy and Mojaji were 2 orphans placed together at the Wild Rhino Sanctuary. They've been locked in ever since, as they sleep together, eat together, and I'm pretty sure Mojaji thinks she's a rhino. Considering Daisy was found sick and alone only 12 hours after she was born, and Mojaji was found severely anemic and suffering during a rainstorm, I don't think it's a stretch to say they pretty much saved each other. If I had a nickel for every time an orphan zebra and rhino became best friends, I'd have at least 2 nickels. It's not a lot, but Titan and Nani basically recycled the same script. Is that a—
wait, and they have a baby elephant. Wait, bro, this is so cute. Bro, my heart is like so big right now hearing all these stories. So wholesome.
Baby elephant? Oh, hit me there now. There's also the rhino that bonded with a goat, and I defy you to tell me he's not trying to run exactly like his friend. Then there's a rhino that was adopted by a cat named Mewy. The devil works hard, cat distribution system works harder. But probably my favorite story is how a hippo and a hippo with a horn became inseparable. Charlie the hippo was found weak, premature, and abandoned by his pod at only 2 days old. And even as his health improved after joining the orphanage, Charlie was still cripplingly traumatized. So of course, caretakers gave him a friend, Makosi, another orphan left for dead, in a drought that had her hanging by a thread. The 2 instantly became a bonded pair.
I'm so happy just to hear all these wholesome stories about them being able to have this second chance at life.
Charlie must have really felt some kind of way because he started to identify as a rhino. Hippos are normally active and eating at night and chilling in the water during the day, but Charlie would be on the clock whenever Makosi and the other rhinos were, which was daytime. More importantly, camping in the water is how hippos hide their skin from the sun. But rhinos don't mess with water like that, so neither did Charlie, even if his loyalty got him sunburns. They had to bring in a second hippo for Charlie, not just so he'd have another friend, but more so he'd remember who he actually is. Even with Makosi and Charlie spending more time with their own kind, they'd never go too long without checking in with each other. Both eventually graduated from Zululand Rhino Orphanage and were released into the wild, and while they probably won't be seeing each other again, they saved each other in a way that should only exist in a movie.
I know
I've been ducking the elephant in the room, but be for real, you don't need someone on YouTube to tell you poaching is bad. Not only do you have people slaughtering over 2 tons of animal for like 5 pounds of horn, they're used for things like medicine, curing hangovers, allegedly other stuff.
And this is why we love Casual Geographic, because he always touches upon these things.
But more importantly, as a status symbol, brother, it's keratin. It's in your hair and nails. You literally scratch your ass with status symbols. Like nails, the rhino's horn does grow back. The problem is humans harvesting it hacked the horn from so deep, the rhino's left with a gaping nasal cavity and half its face split open.
Sadly.
And often the rhino's left alive. Some poachers have even gone as far as breaking into zoos and orphanages just to savage the rhino.
Kill rhino for his horn up front, even zoos nah, that's disgusting.
Rhinos there. I think we can agree poachers deserve a colonoscopy with a cattle rod, and it's not like people haven't tried everything to stop them. At one point, there was a conversation of injecting poisons and dyes into the rhino's horn to not only kill its value, but make it more detectable in airports, but that project was mostly a dud because the dyes didn't last that long and no horn was ever caught by airport scanners. A recent idea has scientists planting radioactive material into the horns to deter poaching. And then there's the obvious option of just filing the nails down, but again, like nails, the horns grow back and have to be retrimmed every couple of years. It just feels like most of the measures are just band-aiding the symptoms and not the problem, which reminds me of the fact that violence is not the answer. But life is multiple choice, so the best action might just be fighting fire with fire. Respect ain't even the right word for what I feel for a field ranger. The name ranger doesn't even do them justice. They're straight up Marines. No plug, no sponsor, but you should really watch this movie just to see how they train. And I don't think y'all are understanding. Being a field ranger means
Have you guys watched that movie? Let me know in the comments down below if you watched that movie. I'm now interested. Okay,
every day to a job where you can get shot on sight. They don't just love animals, they live for them. And they're willing to die for them too.
And
obviously the circumstances aren't great, but honestly the image of an animal being protected by guards armed with assault rifles is kind of sweet. Major shout out to the rangers of the world. Special shout out to the scientists too, especially the ones trying to revive an extinct species. Like I mentioned, Najin and her daughter Fatu are the last 2 remaining northern white rhinos on Earth. The last male sedan passed away in 2018 at the ripe rhino age of 45, and to make it even worse, Najin's weak legs and Fatu's compromised uterus means neither of them can birth a baby. That should be game over for the whole species. But in 2024, scientists actually succeeded in creating the world's first IVF rhino pregnancy, just with a closely related southern white rhino. Now the hope is that if they can repeat this just with the northern whites, we might be able to buy some time for the rarest rhino. Fatu and Najin's eggs have already been harvested and sent to a lab where they added the preserved baby batter of male northern white rhinos to create a pure embryo that was then frozen. Now it's just a matter of finding a suitable surrogate southern white rhino, and if all goes well, we might just live to see a baby northern white rhino for the first time in decades. We can only hope. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. No, it won't, because I really can't stress how low poachers will go and how bad it can get for the people fighting against them. You know the same Zululand Rhino Orphanage where Charlie met Makosi? Well, that was only established after poachers raided the original Tula Tula Sanctuary in 2017.
Oh my gosh. Bro, this video is going to make me angry now. It's going to make me angry and like frustrated, but it has to be said, and I'm happy we're here being said.
Killing rhinos, assaulting staff, and doing things that I definitely can't repeat on this channel. They really be risking their lives to protect theirs, and they need all the support they can get, so I'm going to be donating to both Zululand and Jamie's The Rhino Orphanage. Link in the description if you'd like to as well. Who knows, you might even see me out there. Or Nepal. I was not kidding. That is a gem that I want to see for myself. But for now, drink water, hug your mother, touch grass, hug your father, give your local rhinos the right of way, do not touch them, and I'ma see y'all.
Real. Oh my gosh. I love casual. Oh, my heart. With a rhino calf. Oh. Bro, did you guys know too that David just celebrated his 100th birthday?
I do hope he's...
Which is kind of sad to think for any of us nature lovers. Because that means... No, he's going to live forever. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to have Adam Broke forever. He's going to live forever. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to revive the rhinos. Guys, everything will be fine. everything. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, comment down the rhino emoji. I didn't mean to zoom in that far, my bad. But comment down the rhino emoji if you ever want to catch gameplay, live reactions, all that fun stuff. Check out the Twitch, it'll be linked down below. I also stream over on the gaming channel as well, all the gameplay, no reactions on the gaming channel. But I will see you guys later. Goodbye.